All right, all right. Let's get this party started. I want to say it's Friday, Friday, Friday. Success never sleeps. It is the 16th of April, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on the West Coast. I am Brannon Beliso. Oh, there we go. Come back, come back. I am Brannon Beliso, and welcome, welcome, welcome. Trying out something new. We started the show a little early, give people a chance to come aboard and get to see us and know that we're there. So as you come aboard, say hello. What's up, Letitia? Go ahead and put your name in there, where you're tuning in from, the name of your school, and you could win a discovery call with me. Remember, at the end of this, Marco will pick a winner randomly, as long as you share this and you post that you share it, put it here in the comments, put your name, where you're tuning in from, then we can make sure that your name goes into the drawing and you could win a discovery call. You know, I really love discovery calls because dreaming is free. Ideas are free. And there's so much information out there in the world. When you find someone that aligns with your values, and I would hope that's one of the reasons you're here, because we might share similar values, that we can have that discovery conversation on what is your version of success? What is your purpose? Cultivating your brand, maybe rotating curriculum, maybe designing the team for your future. There's so many elements of running a great business. It's not one or the other. And as things keep changing constantly, we've witnessed in the past year, we need to adapt, we need to pivot. I believe I've become the master of pivoting in the past year. My dad used to always say that when I fought, you gotta know how to pivot, you gotta know how to pivot. Pivoting was important so you didn't get hit, but pivoting was important so you could keep moving forward. You feel me? So I'm very passionate about that. So I just want to share that with you today. Please share this. I see people coming aboard. Come aboard, come aboard. What's up? Jim, Jason, Ashton. We got Focus Martial Arts here. All right. So let's say thank you to our sponsors. Of course, we got My Studio. We have Kids Love Life Skills, and we have LC Accounting. I just struck a new deal with My Studio, which I'm very grateful for. I love what they do. If you've been with them for the past couple of years, you've watched their product grow with leaps and bounds. And they do listen to the school owner. They take it into consideration, but they're very disciplined. I love that too about them. They stay on a timeline and they roll out these different updates. And eventually they'll get everything we need. But like anything, I don't believe you can have everything, right? Because it's constantly changing, upgrading, changing, upgrading, changing. So I'm super, super proud to announce that we have renewed our deal with My Studio. Kids Love Life Skills, simply the best in character development. I believe that because I'm a little biased because I created it. If you want to learn more about Kids Love Life Skills, Mark will put his connection in there. You want to make sure that, Facebook stopped my broadcast. Why did Facebook stop my broadcast? I'm not sure, but we're going to keep rolling at YouTube. Facebook, Success Never Sleeps. We're still on Success Never Sleeps, but who knows why that happened? Maybe because we're playing music that wasn't ours. What do you think? What do you think, Marco? Hey, you guys, what I'm going to do is, I was going to stop streaming and come right back, but that's okay. Marco, see if you can pick us up at Success Never Sleeps and share it back to the Brannon Beliso page. See, I think we're still broadcasting at Success Never Sleeps page. Can you check on that, please? Yep, I think we're at Success Never Sleeps. We're on that page. Hey, what's up, Kat? What's up, James? What's happening, everybody? So take a look at that for us, Marco, and see. I bet it's because I was playing AC/DC and they don't know. I've got BMI and ASCAP. If you're playing anybody else's music online, make sure that you have things like BMI and ASCAP in place because I have the license to play those things. So go ahead and check that, Marco. Tell me if you can bounce that back to the Brannon Beliso page. We're also live at YouTube, so you can also check us out there as well. Cool? And just post it there, Marco, and let me know. I'm going to switch over here and look at my messages. See if Mark. So let me know, Marco. Just put it in our text to each other. Cool? Thank you, James. Shared to Facebook. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Share it to the Brannon Beliso business page, and hopefully we'll get around. See, we're such a great team, all of us. All right. So you know what else is coming up? And let me take care of a little housekeeping. It's Time Life Change. Wow, I'm super excited. We already have 10 people booked out of the 20 for the 4 days. That's right. You know, one of the big draws will be Sam On, who is simply an amazing soul, but he's one school owner with 100 students, and he is a multi-millionaire. And Sam is a multi-millionaire because of his ability to take the money he makes in his school and invest it wisely through his investments in the stock market. Sam is a multi-millionaire. He guarantees that what he offers you at this event will pay for your whole trip. He did. That's what he said to me. And I believe Sam. I believe Sam. I believe Sam. So you want to make sure that you get signed up. 10 out of the 20 are already booked. Maybe I can get Marco to put in the comments there. Can you put the link to It's Time Life Change, Marco? That'd be super, super cool. All right. And as I'm cultivating that content, I think some of the cool things we're going to be doing for that event, we'll start a Facebook group early so I can really get in tune with everybody coming out and tailor the content to fit you. I'm going to do a 15-minute discovery call with each of the 20 people coming out so I know who you are and what you need. That's something we've never done in the 6 years of It's Time events. But for It's Time Live change, it is all about change. And it's a brave new world out there. And we're competing at such a high level that we need to make sure we are there. Cool? All right, so let's get into this. Here's a question. Even before the pandemic, I have been stuck at about 90 students for years. What am I doing wrong? Any advice? Well, let's focus on what you're doing right. You've been in business for years and you have 90 students. Okay? I think it's very important to try to stay on our positives, and that's a positive that we can embrace. Michael, is that you have been open for years and you have 90 students. So if you're stuck at 90 students, even before the pandemic, right? As you come out of this pandemic, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. One, are you doing this full-time or part-time? The challenge is most people with about 80 to 90 students, they are doing it part-time and working a day job, right? So that's indicative in our industry. So if you've been running for years and years at about 90 students, I might ask you that question first. Now, if you're not working full-time and this is your full-time job, I'm going to challenge you on that and say you've probably created a job for yourself and you're not the best boss. All right, we need to move into that entrepreneurial mindset where we think about scaling and monetizing our business, at least to a point where it's going to serve our personal version of success. And I say that passionately. I was speaking to somebody the other day and we were discussing that their version of success isn't to have 15 schools and all of that. They want one great school, be able to take care of their team, have a lot of quality family time, right? Have a home, take care of their kids, do their vacations, college, retirement, very basic. And that's not a lot of money depending where you live and where you are in the country. So I want to share that with you. Now, another reason you're stuck at 90 students is because you are a personality-driven business. Right? I bet you do the majority of the teaching, cleaning, front desk, all of that. One person can only do so much. So my goal right away, if I'm stuck at 90 students, is to find my second. I want to find that person to replace me that I could begin to groom and incentivize and get them into a position where they're running this location full time. And what does it take to afford somebody, honestly, to pay them well? Probably about 175, 200 students minimum. And that's probably somebody in college who's still thinking about if they want to make martial arts their life or not. But you eventually have to graduate them into a position where you have a 401k, you have medical, vacation with pay, sick leave, and whatever benefits, profit sharing you can offer. If you want to make somebody, you want them to make this their life, then you need to make sure you're taking good care of them. All right? So I really want you to think about that for a minute. If you're stuck at those numbers, there's a good reason why you're stuck at these numbers, okay? And then lastly, it's not a systems-driven business. I share that with everybody all the time. They're doing all the work themselves, so they don't really think about writing a system for somebody to do it better than them. So we need to put on a much different hat. Yes, you open the door, take the money, teach the classes, that's a given, but eventually you need to move into where you are running the business, working on the business, and not just simply working in it. Cool? So create a company people want to work for, right? Write systems to replace you and begin moving that needle. And then, of course, the food in the restaurant, I would look at your curriculum and ask yourself, well, do I have a product that serves the community? Is it a product the community needs? And am I communicating that well through my social media, my website, my emails, whatever communication, the window clings, everything, my brochures, is everything communicating a service that is needed in this community that I serve, right? You might even want to go back and do a demographic study and take a look at that. Did you open this school in an area, if you're kid-friendly, hypothetically, that has several elementary schools, lots of preschools? The majority of the homeowners are families, majority of the homeowners have kids, and they have a household income that equals what you want to be paid. So there's so many variables in there. But if you're stuck at 90, that's kind of like a blanket answer that I can offer you, Michael. But there's probably a lot of different moving parts that you need to look at. Cool? So maybe you'll reach out to me and we can talk a little further on that. Hey, I see lots of people up there as you're coming aboard. Please say hello. Let me know that you're here and that you're tuning in. Cool, cool, cool. And we've shared this with everybody. Awesome. James shared it. Good. Marco shared it. So we're back at the Brannon Beliso business page. All right. Maybe we'll get some more people to join us. So next question. We have been getting more trials than ever since we first opened. Yeah, I'm hearing that a lot, right? I'm hearing that a lot. People are getting record number of trials, right? More trials than they've ever gotten, probably since they've opened the school. Is this happening at your school? Well, I've got to be really honest about that, Allison. It's not yet. Millbury, we've only been open indoors for about 2 weeks now, and we're about 25% capacity. San Francisco, we're not open at all for indoor classes for kids. So for the better part of this pandemic, since March 16th, 2020, we have been closed for indoor classes pretty much. But I can say we pivoted hard. We're running about 600 students online. We're running close to 200 students outdoors. And our presence in as far as booking camps, we also run a distance learning camp, which we've ran since last August. That's still maintained in San Francisco. There's no need for it anymore in Millbury, but that's okay because now we're growing our indoor classes. So I'm going to tell you the data, Allison, that I'm getting from other people. Hey, Conrad, what's happening? Hey, as you're coming aboard, say hello, say hello, say hello. So the data I've gotten is this, and this was straight from Jason Smith, and he's in Chipley, Florida, and they've been open quite a while for indoor. There's no real restrictions. It's up to the business owners, and they've been flowing. He said, you know, he felt this influx, right? Lots of people coming in. And the reason I believe from the data I've gathered on that, Allison, is that there are no other activities for children to do right now. There is no baseball, there is no gymnastics, swimming, other activities like that. So martial arts is simply the flavor of the day for most people that would regularly do baseball, regularly do, volleyball or something else. So what I would be mindful of is this is what I'm witnessing from talking to people. We have people coming in the door like this, right? Boom, 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 boom. They're coming in the door. How you doing? Uniform belt, uniform belt. And they're focusing on this. But what I would really make sure I'm paying attention to is nurturing the students that are in my school on a trial. What is that, path look like? What type of story are you creating? Are you investing in that relationship? What's day one of their trial? What's day 3? What's week 2? What's week 3? Week 4? And when you convert them to a member, what's that experience like? We all have different ways of doing that. So I want you to be mindful. See, Jason says it down there in the comments. We have started to see the enrollments level out because of other sports being able to start up. So be mindful of that. You're the flavor of the weekend. If all you focus is getting these students in the door, and you're not mindful to close that back door, it's a lot of wasted energy, right? You get these trials at $69, $99, whatever, or if you do one free class and they go right into a membership, whatever that might be, they're going to be gone. So it's really about not only taking care of those coming through the door, but make sure you've got a real clear system, or at least a culture in place. I'm going to say culture because sometimes you don't need a system. It's just a culture of always saying hello when they come in the door, taking time to make sure they're on the app, they're looking at curriculum videos, taking time to praise them, taking time to make sure they're earning badges, always checking in with the parents, right? That's why that sign hangs in our instructor's dressing room where it says, treat every student today like it was their first day. Write that down, do some kind of poster of it, and hang it. And always be mindful of reiterating that in your team meetings. Our goal is to treat every student today like it was their first day. That to me is living your best life. It fits our why, right? Jason, be successful. In order for our students to be successful, we must treat them today. We must treat them every day like it was their first day. See how you can take that why and infuse it in there. So that's what I would be most mindful for, Allison, with that. Good, Jason saying we are not seeing cancellations as much, but they are moving to once a week from twice a week right now. Development of your culture has helped with retention. Cool, 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 cool. Oh, 11 spots for November are gone now. Thank you, James. Thank you. Was that you who signed up, James? All right. Yeah, I'm really excited. I mean, to do the 20, we're going to cry. We always cry at that thing with 20 people. But that 20 people, we really bond. And out of it, friendships have continued to this day, James. You're going to love it. The friendships that come out of that have lasted for years is pretty powerful. It's really, really powerful. We do unique things. Conrad was here and his daughter was with him, Raven, and she's a youngin', and it was just a beautiful time. It's unlike anything that's out there. I know that for a fact. So, and plus we're going to have Sam on here To have Sam here is whoa, 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 whoa. It's going to be a trip. So one of the things I did cultivate that Jason uses in his school is the once a week program. And the once a week program is really valuable. I first learned that when I took my kids swimming. It's once a week. I took my son to basketball once a week. Everything was once a week. And I went ding, 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 ding. The light went off. I had that aha moment. And we created a once a week program in our school. The advantage of that is now when baseball rolls around, soccer, anything rolls around, they simply move from twice a week to once a week. So we charge $169 for once a week. We charge $209 for twice a week. We don't miss a beat. And if you have enough classes in your schedule, then no matter where their practices are during baseball season, something will fit for them. I think the goal is to be conscious and understanding and support that. Now, somebody said, and this is a little off the subject, but I want to make sure we cover this. Once a week students, they don't spar. So once a week is curriculum. Twice a week students, first day curriculum, second day sparring. So the twice a week student and the once a week student are doing the same amount of curriculum. So they're progressing through the ranks the same way. Now, you cannot earn a black belt in my school unless you've sparred. Okay? So that comes with the turf too. But you can see that, right? Once a week, curriculum only, they do only curriculum, never spar. Twice a week does curriculum one day, sparring on their B day. So that's how we're able to keep them facilitated, where we're still moving, close to 800 students, and they're all earning their belts progressively together, and it works that way. But they can't earn a black belt without sparring. So at some point, they need to move to twice a week, and they do need to spar. Of course, right now with the pandemic, for us, nobody's sparring. Nobody. Cool? All right. So, no questions there in the feed, so let me go to the next one over here, okay? All right. We have been locked down in Germany for 6 months now. Many people are unhappy and blame government. So I say something in social media, and now some students leave because of my words. What should I do? Let me read that again. We've been locked down in Germany, okay. All right, so Sasha, I'm going to tell you what I think about that. There was a entertainer once upon a time, and he's passed away now, Elvis Presley. Everybody knows Elvis Presley. And it was during the Watergate scandal, right? Now, Elvis Presley had met Richard Nixon. He wanted to. That was important to him. So people assumed him and Richard Nixon were really good friends. Now, of course, Richard Nixon was one of our presidents who was impeached, right? And so he was doing an interview, and there's actual footage. Go look for it. It's out there in the archives. And they asked Elvis Presley, what's your feeling about Richard Nixon and the impeachment and Watergate? And his reply was very, very simple, Sasha. He said, I am an entertainer. I'm here to entertain people. And that was it. And I thought that was brilliant. That was brilliant. And then plus growing up, my parents were very passionate about the things we never discussed with other people, religion and politics. So that's the first thing, religion and politics. And I know I'm here in California, and I often feel frustrated with the situation myself, right? California has some of the most strict conditions. And as I shared, our San Francisco location currently has not been able to teach indoor classes for kids up until today. So for the better part of a year. Now you've been locked down for 6 months. Imagine doing that double time for 12 months, right? So I feel your frustration. I feel it personally. I feel your frustration, but I'm here to share with you, I don't believe social media is a good arena to do that, because number one, I don't believe it's going to move the needle. As we've all witnessed, under this situation with the pandemic, the government will do what the government chooses to do. They don't put it out there. We don't vote on it, right? This is a worldwide crisis. So I have chosen, and I encourage you, I wouldn't spend my time at social media complaining openly, posting videos about the situation, my feelings about that. I wouldn't. I would talk to my wife or significant other about that, but I would not publicly sit there and engage in that type of conversation, because as you see, there are some people that feel passionately about being as safe as possible. They're filled with fear. So if I go out there and start bashing my government or speaking poorly of it, that doesn't bode well. I don't believe it does. So that's why I just take the hard line. I don't discuss religion. I don't discuss politics. So I would encourage you not to do that, because no matter how we put a spin on it, it's negative. Would you agree? Everybody agree? Put that in the comments. What do you guys think? Right? It's pretty negative. So it's not something I would spend my time with. Just like I wouldn't spend my time, other than my personal arena, discussing religion. You will never see me at my One Martial Arts business page or discussing God. And I believe in God. God's a big part of my life. But there are other people, and we share this community where there are Muslims, there are Buddhists, there are atheists, there are so many different people, and it's their right to believe what they want to believe. And I want to make sure that I respect that culture that we've cultivated of acceptance for everybody. So those two things I never discuss. So maybe this is just an indicator that you might want to curb talking about those things publicly, and just stay away from it. Does that make sense? Cool. Let me throw this up for a second. I want to share this with everybody. Hang on a second. All right, so one of the things I got going on now, just for a little break from it all, is Live Your Best Life. It is a new page that we've launched at Facebook. It's Live Your Best Life with me. And the purpose of this page is to discover your purpose, to cultivate success, abundance, and happiness in your personal life, relationships, career, business, or company. It's really important for me that I help people not only in business, but I help people emotionally, spiritually, mentally, physically. All of those things are important to me. That's why I am nobody's mentor, even though we have to use those words like consultant, life coach, business coach, mentor, because they're mainstream. And Mark will put the down in the comments there if you want to join us in that group. And so that group is really about that. It's about a type of learning that for me is of a higher learning. It's a learning that helps me understand my own personal self better. It's about self-discovery. It's about learning what's my version of success. It's about healing myself. It's about, doing everything I can to take care of myself. And again, I just want to use Jason as an example. I get to work with Jason personally as a partner and a friend. And I've watched him not only emotionally, but physically. He's dropped tons of weight. He's real happy with his school and his culture. His vision is so clear. He's on point, all the time. And that's just all of it. Yeah, my friend, you are my friend, Jason. Absolutely, sir. And I love you. And that's important to me, because I realize there's so many people in the world who make a lot of money that are really stressed out and physically unhealthy and mentally unhealthy. And we witness that all the time when we see things like Harvey Weinstein, right? So much power and money. Look at Bill Cosby, right? Look at somebody like Bernie Madoff, who just passed away, right? All these people that make all this money, but spiritually, emotionally, physically, they're not whole. They're not balanced. So I've spent my lifetime healing a broken child and working through these things. And money is so much more enjoyable when you're a balanced, happy person. Relationships are of greater value when you're a happy, whole, and balanced person. So that's the purpose of that page. If you want to join us there, just ask to join, and then we'll accept you there. And right now we're talking about love. And I launched this because I want to make sure that this gets a focus. Otherwise, it gets very diluted on my business pages and everywhere else. Cool? Because it really is the whole person. And that's what I enjoy about Tony Robbins. He will help you financially, but he's big on your mindset, your goals, getting rid of old habits, unleashing your power from within. All of that is very in line with thinking that I embrace. Somebody once said it's like, Brannon's like Bruce Lee meets Tony Robbins. That's a huge compliment. I'll take that one all day, every day. Yeah, maximum martial arts. Ask yourself if what I'm posting is in line with my why. Absolutely, sir. Conrad Sharing, we've been shut down for a year as well. I only post positive, constructive posts about what we're doing proactively to keep open. Right. And that part's important, Conrad, because we are the beacon of light. We are the hope, right? We know, and I feel you, James, because I mean, you and I've had conversations off the record, and we both get that. It's a tough situation, but everywhere you turn, it's negative, 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 political, the pandemic and all the rest. And it is a challenge. It's a challenge for many, many people. And I want to be that beacon of hope, right? I want to be the light in the darkness. I want to be the thing that inspires people to wake up one more day and log on to a virtual class. I want to be that. But I know we're frustrated. Come on, I'm in California. We've been closed for the better part of the year. We still don't have indoor classes in San Francisco. But I need to use every ounce of energy I have to be proactive, to pivot, to adapt, to serve. And like Conrad's saying, doing proactively to keep open, right? What are we doing? What can I do for you? It's what I can't do for you. It's what I can do for you. And we've kept our show for a whole year, right? We've pivoted through all of our own personal challenges, and I'm still here serving you. That is what I can do. Or I can climb on a soapbox and voice my political view, and we can have that conversation all day. But I choose not to do that. Cool? And that's just me. So great input. And if you have a question, can you please post it in the comments? And for all the new people coming aboard, would you share this? Could you share this with people and let them know that, we're here, and you'll be entered into our digital drawing. And in that digital drawing, you might win yourself a 30-minute discovery call with me. Cool. All right. I'm looking for some ideas on storefront window clings. Thanks in advance for your help. Well, okay. To me, your storefront, we talk about this all the time when we talk about a storefront, Paul. It's like the top of your website. That's your storefront, right? I mean, the top of your social media pages. That's your storefront. So I think it's really important that we pay attention to that, that our storefront means a lot to us, right? And our storefront is something that we are mindful of and that we utilize to help us, communicate our why. Because isn't that really what we're doing? We're trying to communicate our why. I think so. My job is to communicate my why. And I want to do that as effectively as I can. So how do we do that? How do we do that? What do most people do? They put a big giant logo, right, of their school in the window. I would never encourage people to do that. Never would I encourage you to do that, because it looks like a big patch in your window. And if you think of a mom with a 6-year-old kid, what is that really communicating? Anybody? What does that communicate? Who wants to put that in there for me? Can someone put that in there? What does that communicate? It doesn't, right? It means nothing to a mom with a 6-year-old kid. Put it in there. Put it in there. So that, I think, is one of the most common errors I see right away, because if you watch the Simon Sinek piece, The Golden Circle, which I watch periodically, it's like a refresher course. A lot of people market from what are we? One martial arts. So logically, I'm going to put the biggest thing in the window will be one martial arts. Some people get to the what, right? I mean, how we do it. And that's quality martial arts and life skill instruction. But very seldom do people get to the why. Why do we do it? Ours is live your best life. So in our windows, what you will see, nothing. It's just confusing. Thank you, James. Yeah, because it is. It's just simply confusing, right? It's very confusing. So I want to be mindful of that. And so for me, if you look at our window clings, and I'll post pictures of this later, you'll see maybe, a kid smiling and punching, sweating, looking confident, right? Looks like they're living their best life. And it will say, live your best life with focus and discipline in our excellent kids, with excellent kids. See, so very clear, right? Live your best life. That's what we do through focus and discipline in excellent kids. So they know what it is. And they'll say right next to excellent kids, 3.5 to 6-year-olds. So they get that. They get that part right away. So you want to realize your window is real estate. So the real estate you put in there is really, really important. Now, on the front door, would I put a logo of my school with the one martial arts? Absolutely. Absolutely. But I would encourage you, when you cultivate your logo, try to get away from putting it in a patch, right? A circle, a triangle, whatever. Let it float freely. So if I want to put it on a hat, put it on a pen, I want to put it on an awning. If you've seen our sign outside, it's beautiful. I mean, the ones that we use are really about promoting the one, because one is the single most powerful acronym for any business. Club One, Medical One, Card One. Look it up. One as an acronym is the most powerful single acronym for success. We're number one, right? We're all one. So it promotes equality. It's so many things that go with it. Then as I feel on a personal level, we're all one martial arts. Martial arts are all equal. I don't think one is better than the other. I really, really don't. And that's my personal opinion, right? Yeah. So in those window clings, be mindful what you put. Now, up above, where there's sign for a big giant sign, it says One Martial Arts, absolutely. But the window cling is real estate. And the real estate should communicate a story as much as possible, and it should be eye candy. If you put too much writing, anybody driving by, it'll mean nothing. Look at some of the big places, right? Apple puts nothing in their windows because Apple is Apple. You can't touch Apple. But if you go somewhere like Dick's Sporting Goods, who's ever been to Dick's Sporting Goods? We have a big one here. The window, I kid you not, they're 20-foot high pictures of somebody shooting a basketball, 20-foot high picture of, a baseball player. It really communicates that we're about athletics and we're about everything that goes with it, you see? And of course, they'll have that sign once in a while that says 20% off, things of that nature. But window space is prime real estate. And people driving by, you want them to look, you want them to connect. So be extremely mindful. And if everything in your window all the time is, 4 weeks, $99, 4 weeks, $99, it's never going to connect with people. It's just a number and it's a special. That's fine if I'm a pizza place saying, one slice for $1.99. But for martial arts, I believe it's a much higher end product and it's not something I would do, right? You drive by Kentucky Fried Chicken, you will see in the window 4 pieces and, mashed potatoes for $3.99 or whatever it might be. That is a much different product. We are selling a service, a high-end service of higher learning. We want to communicate that we are educators. We are not some, simple fast food place. Okay? So that's my take on that. Really think about if you want to send me pictures and what you want to put in the window. Definitely, Paul. I'm more than open to take a look at that. Cool? All right. So let's see what we got going on there. Anybody got any questions they want to pop in? Who wants to pop in a question? I got all these great questions coming here on the side, but I'd love to get some questions in the comment. Cool? And while we're waiting for some questions, another thing I have coming up this Sunday, it's for my brothers and sisters in Germany. And I know they're having a challenging time, as we are here in California. They've been locked down for 6 months, and I'm calling it Hope for a New Day. And it's predominantly for the German martial arts school owners, but everybody could benefit from being there. Learning is learning. We might have somebody to help translate if needed. If needed, we'll take a survey when everybody's there. How many people need translations in German? And then graciously, Stefan Billing of Berufsverband Kampfkunst, he's one of the leading consultants in Germany. He will be there to help translate. But if not, everything will go down in English. It'll be 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time here, but 6 p.m. in Germany, which is CEST. That's their, I don't know what that means. What does that mean? Central Europe Standard Time, maybe? Central Europe Standard Time. Does somebody know? Let's learn something new today. So that's going to happen this Sunday, April 18th. April 18th, right? 6 p.m. in Germany, 9 a.m. here. And we're going to dig deep. And really what is for me, you know me, I'm big on inspiration. I just want to help give them hope. I want to share what we've done here. I want to share data I've gathered from people all over Germany and just really, really, really help them. So if you're friends with anybody out in Europe, especially Germany, can you share this with them, please? And let them know that we got it going on. Cool, cool, cool. All right. Next question. I understand rebranding is your thing. Why is branding such a big deal? Anybody want to answer that for him? Come on, you guys we've all been educated together. You've spent a lot of time with me, some of you. Why is branding such a big deal? Why am I so big into branding? Central European summertime. Oh, wow. Thank you, Marco. Central European summertime. That's cool. Thank you, Kat. At Immortal Tiger Kenpo Karate, Central European summertime. Okay, very cool. Yeah, we're not an impulse buy like KFC. We're a lifestyle investment. Thank you, Conrad. I like that. Wow. Wow. That's why we don't want to put 1999 in the window. Not at all. Ever, 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 ever. Okay? So come on, somebody help. Let's help James out. Why is branding such a big deal? Obviously, it's not that important to him because he's asking why is it. It's what separates you from the other schools in your area. Good, Jason. What else? What else you guys want to add to that, please? What else? It's what separates you. It makes you memorable, communicates your vision. Yeah, communicates your why. And that's the big thing. You know, if you look at a brand like Apple, some people would say there's better cell phones out there, there's better computers. Why do you think people buy Apple? Why is it $1 trillion company? Why is Apple in the position it's in? Right? Apple's in the position it's in because they have a very clear why, and they cultivate products and they cultivate, you know, things that fit within that why and the brand. And it's so amazing. It's just so amazing. Disney's another one, right? What separates Disney from every other amusement park out there, right? Mickey Mouse, When You Wish Upon a Star, The Happiest Place on Earth. Their whole culture, it's clean. People are, you know, are tend to you. There's so many things about that. Maximum martial arts, because it promotes my why, and most importantly, it separates me from other martial arts schools. It does. It does. And I've shared that many, many times that if you self-focus and discipline, and I self-focus and discipline, and we sell it the same way, then I, as a consumer, simply base my buying decision upon who's closer to me and who's cheaper. And that is not a relationship of value or longevity or potential for retention. I don't want anybody coming through my door because I'm the cheapest. Never, never, ever. I hope to spark some type of emotional connection with everybody who comes through my door, where they see that value. And like Conrad's saying, we're an investment. We're not just an extracurricular activity. We might be coming through the door, but every minute of every day they're in our school, it's our purpose to help share with them why we're not simply an extracurricular activity. Cool? And why they want to come to us and do martial arts versus martial arts through the park and rec, right? And we have that ability with a brick and mortar location to create a very unique culture that we could never create in a park and rec in some type of shared space. So really, your brand helps cultivate that, right down to your 3 primary colors. Ours is red, black, and white. That's it. That's what we do. And gray are different shades of black, right? Or white. So yeah, Ashton, it becomes your identity. Conrad, my why was not on my brand before rebranding. Agora Karate to respect martial arts. Totally different, right? Totally different. And through that, people understand, they come to Conrad because everything's about respect. Respecting your body, respecting your mind, respecting your heart, respecting other people, respecting the earth, respecting the community, right? All those different things that help cultivate that fall in line with the why of respect martial arts. Why am I going to bring my kid to you? Because we'll teach them to be more respectful. And we do that through them learning self-respect. And respect is defined as treating people the way you want to be treated. If you treat yourself well, you're more likely to treat other people well. It goes on and on and on, on and on. Marco, before we rebranded our name, we told parents absolutely nothing about what we did and what we were going to do. You're right now, Marco is focused martial arts. What were you before, Marco? I don't even remember now. It's been so long. And while you post that, let me see what James is saying. What is your feeling about Facebook ads today? I feel it has become saturated the last few months and not as effective as it was 4 months ago, having a huge problem getting adult students. I agree with you, James, because when this pandemic hit, Facebook ads were very, very cheap again. Very cheap again. So is it saturated? Yes. And the problem with saturation now is everybody's got a smoke and mirror. Every marketing guy's got some new angle and this angle, and I'll get you 1 million leads, and this guy will do this and this. They're having to jump through hoops because they are tightening the net. You know, I was listening to a post by Chris Rodriguez, right? And she's amazing. Chris Rodriguez does really well with understanding social media, but more so how she chooses to communicate social media to the martial arts industry. And she shared that because Facebook is so saturated that the majority of your posts are being seen by about 10% of your audience. Now, I thought the solution, 10% of my audience, I'm going to post more. No, that same 10% is going to see it. Only if that 10% like it and comment and repost it and share it does it take off. So Chris Rodriguez is recommending you do 3 posts a week, and whichever one has the most legs is the one you boost, or you might potentially make an ad. And video's king. Video is absolute king. I was looking at some insights the other night, and I had posted a video, and it took off. But then it's weird because I also posted that picture of my son that now he's working and he's sitting at the table outdoors on Saturdays. That one got tons of views. So I believe social media is very fickle, and I don't believe it's an exact science, James, but I do stand by this. I would never market one way to 70 people, James. I would market 70 ways to 70 people. So we have started moving some of our advertising dollar into Google, right? Google. And Chris mentioned this too. And again, I'm going to praise Chris. I always want to give credit where credit is due. You know, we're very big on owning our Google page, right? Now, somebody said when they see the paid ad on top at Google, they scroll right past it. Maybe so. But the more touch points we can create on that first page at Google, the better. So I understand when somebody goes to Google and they Google martial arts for kids in San Francisco, they are specifically looking for martial arts for kids in San Francisco. Now, discovering all your keywords in your ads, James, that happens over weeks and weeks. Say I run a Google ad. Now, I know I'm moving into Google because you're right, James. We need to move away from Facebook somewhat, but I'm going to still keep my advertising dollar there too. Maybe just spread it out a little more, right? Spread it out a little more. So in Google, we're looking at our ads and seeing the key searches. And if I get one for, clown karate, I'm going to delete that. I don't want people finding me under clown karate. But if you'll see this one, you get 500, searches for kids karate in San Francisco. That's a keyword I want to keep focusing on in my ad. So you go there right now. Anybody, go to Martial Arts San Francisco or Martial Arts Millbrae and tell me just on the first page how many times you see one martial arts. Go. Who's going to be the first one? So Marco said his school before was called Peaceful Warriors Martial Arts. There you go. So that would never appeal to a mom with a 6-year-old kid. But now if I'm a mom with a 6-year-old kid, everybody's kid needs to learn how to focus and pay attention. So it's a no-brainer. Yeah, and that's why Marco's numbers are growing as well. Once you have a clear brand and you get behind your brand and you have that purpose and passion each day when you wake up, the potential is really unlimited. It really, really is. I mean, I can't express that enough. Jason Smith, social media marketing changes almost daily. What makes our posts so successful is we share our why and purpose organically. Yeah, and me and TJ were talking about that last night. When you use words like offer and promote, I think the spiders, the algorithms, ding you. So if I say we offer quality family time in our excellent kids classes, I'm better off saying quality family time is important to all of us, right? Question mark. That is why we're so passionate about it, as part of our excellent kids. So it's important we avoid words like promote, offer, comment below, things like that, because we'll get dinged for it in Facebook. We post to our Google business page like we post to Facebook. So that's the second part. So did anybody find out how many times we are on page 1? Who can tell me how many times one martial arts is on page 1 when you look up martial arts in San Francisco or martial arts in Millbrae? Anybody? Somebody get that for me. On page 1, right? The first page. You got to be on the first page, right? So you'll see us right up top in ad form, most likely. You scroll down a little further, you'll see us again 6 times. Oh, good. Is that San Francisco? 6 times. 6 times! Think about that, right? And I'm going to tell you why. Number 1, we have an ad up top. It depends. You only get so many clicks on your ad. So most of the time when they add up top, then we also work through Google Maps. That helps ranks us higher. Then, like Jason's saying, we treat our our Google business page. Make sure, everybody here, if you set up your Google business page, You better make sure you have and you claim it. You claim that page, as Chris was reminding us. You want to claim it. You want to make sure that you're posting at it accurately. All the information's updated. Your website goes right through to your website. There's no broken links. But the big thing is posting actively there. Lots of pictures. People love pictures. Like a restaurant, they want to see pictures of the food. They want to see pictures of the interior. That was San Francisco. How about Millbrae, James? Wow, 6 times isn't bad. I want to get that up to 11 or 12. And, getting reviews, super important. And if you're hitting triple digits, that's our goal. Right now, we're close to 100 at each page. For San Francisco, 100 for Millbrae, triple digits. Chris Rodriguez mentioned that too. I want triple digits, right? And I was working on that prior because I was aware of that. So claim your business page. Make sure everything's up to date. Make sure you got Google Maps going on. Make sure you're actively posting at that Google page. Lots of pictures and reviews. Reviews are big as well, right? And if you hit the triple digits, it's a good day. And you're constantly nurturing that environment because I believe there's more quality leads there because they're physically in Google looking for martial arts for kids. And if you pop up top and you boom, 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 and I even think we're there because of Yelp, right? Yelp comes up near the top, even though I'm currently not paying for space at Yelp because that's one of the things we cut during the pandemic, and we decided to use our money elsewhere. But we're still at Yelp, so you'll see we're part of the top page because of Yelp. 5 times in Millbrae. Yeah, Millbrae's a much smaller community, but that's pretty darn good. That's pretty darn good. I don't know if anyone else has that many mentions on the first page. Right? So we're proud of that, and that's something we constantly want to be looking at and making better. And then, of course, we're also looking at YouTube ads, right? How does that look, right? So we're also looking into that as well. Cool. I love it. Great question there, James. Let's see. Stella, I have a parent who refuses to wear a mask when she brings her kids to class. Other parents are concerned and some have canceled their memberships. What do I do? I take it you must be somewhere where there's no mask mandate, right? That's the first thing, right? Because if someone's refusing to wear a mask when they bring their kids to class, I'm going to assume that you're in somewhere they don't have a mask mandate. Because even without a mask mandate, Stella, you can decide, they have to wear a mask in your school. I think it's a very challenging position to be in because if there is no mask mandate, 12 times in Millbrae. All right, not 5, 12 times in Millbrae. How come there's a discrepancy there? James got 12, Jason got 5 in Millbrae. Verify that. Maybe we're off about San Francisco, See if there's more in San Francisco. But 12 in Millbrae, that's really good. So going back to that, that's a tough one, right? That's a real tough one, Stella, because if you're in a place where masks are no longer mandated, well, that's going to be tough, right? Because legally they don't have to wear a mask into your business. But just like the sign, in Hawaii, it says it everywhere, no t-shirt, no slippers, no service. Right? Because a lot of people come into these places from the beach and have no shirt on, no shoes, and some people are not cool with that, right? So you still own that small business. You have the right to decide in your business whether they have to wear a mask or not, whether it's mandated by the county or not. I think some were co-listed. Yeah, co-listed is fine. Yeah, Jason, we show up 9 times in our area. That's good, and you want to keep nurturing that. But it's organic, right? And we all agree social media changes dramatically. So when someone tells you they're a social media expert, they've cracked the code, they have the secret, they're dropping the bombs, will you please run the other way? They're so foolish. Can I say that they're full of shit? Because all bets are off in this pandemic. I have to admit, as a consultant, I don't know anything now. I don't. I know my values. I know a clear purpose. I know there's tried and true things like serving people well that still stand. But as far as what's going on, I'm pivoting like everybody else. We're figuring it all out like everybody else, right? We all are. So if you watch these people telling you they have the secret, right? I would run the other way. Because they're blowing sunshine up your behind, right? They are, because it's a brave new world out there. And we do know social media is changing constantly. But you know why that works so well for salespeople? Because if social media is always changing, the algorithms are always changing, then guess what? I can sell you this today, and then I have something new to sell you tomorrow, and I have something new to sell you the next day, right? Because think about it. Where do they make their money from? Ad space. And if it's going to be one way to do it and that way works, then these salespeople have nothing to sell you, right? So they've got to change it up. Remember, 1 year was all about reviews. 1 year was all about, what you put above the fold. 1 year it's this, 1 year it's that, and it's changing constantly, constantly. And if these guys don't have something new to sell you, then guess what? You might get educated and go off and do it yourself. Cool? So I want to be mindful of that. Buzz Durkin says it's all about student services. I agree. I really agree. We're serving students at a high level, right? High level. So when Buzz says student services, are we talking about a keyword in Google, James? Or what are we talking about? Because service, we all understand. We understand that. We totally understand that. Cool? Let's see if we have any more questions. We're just about at the end of this. No, I think that's it. Allison, Sasha, Paul, James. Good. We covered all of them. All right, so put your last minute questions in there. Again, I want to invite everybody to It's Time Live Change, November 13th through 16th in San Francisco. And I am super confident, without a doubt, we're going to be able to run that event. We offered a payment plan, because I know the small school owner can't put all that money out at once. So, but you need to book your hotel, you want to book your flight, have something to look forward to, right? And so we set up a payment plan for that. And the hotel is very inexpensive. We're 5 minutes from the San Francisco International Airport, and we're only a 5-minute walk from the hotel. So it's an ideal location. I would encourage you to try to stay a couple of extra days and see San Francisco, because it's a beautiful thing. And as James says, he took the 11th spot today. So we only have 9 more spots for the 4-day experience. We only serve 20 people in the 4-day experience, and we're very diligent about that. And we try not to go beyond that, other than my staff, right? So 20 core people and then my staff. James, he outserves his students better than any other school. I love it. I love it. And Buzz Durkin's been around forever, Yeah, Jason's saying I would be very cautious about giving control of my daily social media posts. No one knows my why better than me and my team. I understand that. If you know me personally, we just went through a major experience like that, where I had my social media farmed out, and I don't believe I would ever do that again. Not like that. I would never outsource my social media to somebody else. Well, this person was internal, but I wouldn't do that anymore. Nobody understands my why better than me. And unless somebody understands completely who we are, and we have really tight guidelines in place constantly, and we're reviewing them, and we have measurable outcomes. We measure things, and you can do that yourself. Open up your insights right now. You want to see what post does well? That's not rocket science. I can go in there and look, and I can see which ones do well, which ones people interact with, which ones people post and comment. This one I will do, this one I won't ever do again. I have some where I post a video and it gets no engagement. That's not a good day. It's not. But if I can look at a post that gets 480 interactions and views and comments, that's something I can expand upon, right? So you're right, Jason. You really are. You really are. Thank you for saying that. And Jason's willing to talk to anybody, as he says there, about its time. He'll be happy to share his experience and the success we have seen. And I make you no promises, because you're the one who's got to do the work. I can only share with you my insight. I can partner with you and be your friend and help you through this crazy thing called life, and hopefully help you create your version of success and do everything I can to help you get there. That's what I do. That's what I've always done. And I think that's what makes my purpose so fulfilling and something super, super special. Cool? So think about that. All right, man. So we talk about social media. I'm everywhere. You'll find me at YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn. And I'm really thinking and searching that right now, which ones to really attack. I think I'm spreading myself too thin. I want to really focus on Google. I want to focus on Facebook. I want to focus on Instagram potentially, but I want to be mindful of that. I want to be super mindful of why I'm there, right? TikTok doesn't serve me. TikTok is not my audience. So it's not something I nurture, just like Snapchat went to the wayside really fast for me. And then, of course, this Sunday, you guys, please share this with as many people as you can. It is a free event. Everybody's invited. It will be in English unless somebody needs translations, and those will be minimal. But it's Hope for a New Day. I'm really going to get in there and help instill that sense of hope with the German martial arts school owner this Sunday, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is 12 noon on the East Coast. And it is 6 o'clock in Germany. Is that cool? 9 a.m. here, 6 p.m. in the afternoon in Germany. Cool, cool, cool. All right. So, Marco. We need to pick us a winner today, huh? We need to pick us a winner today. And what is that winner going to win? They're going to win a 30-minute consult with me. Look at that. Can never figure out how to get out of that, but I will. I get it one day. Okay, cool. So everybody, you share this with someone, right? You made sure to do that. And we are giving away a 30-minute phone call with me. I think I'm going to change that. It needs to say discovery conversation. A 30-minute discovery conversation with Brannon. And Marco, you've got the reins on that, sir. So go ahead and put it in the comments. Put it in the comments. Who is our winner today, sir? Today's winner is James Walker. James, you got to stop winning. James wins like every other week, it seems, right? You win all the time there, James. So good, James. Go ahead and reach out to me, and we'll find a time that fits for you and I, and we'll schedule that. James is also part of our group mentoring. If you want to do something super fun, our group mentoring has been going on for, I don't know, we started in January was the new session. Each month is a different subject, and it's powerful. And again, it's a subscription. If you don't like it, quit after a month. You're welcome to do that. But if you want to hang out with a very cool group of people and really understand and get to achieve your version of success, think about our group mentoring. It's so much fun. I love it. I'm tickled pink by it. It's just the coolest thing. So, I think in summary, I just want to say that we're all at different places right now in this with the pandemic. Some are still closed, some are open, some are fully open. There's different things, but make no mistake, I think we're all part of humanity, and our real purpose is to connect with each other, right? It's hard enough being a small business owner. It's even harder being a small martial arts business owner. It's very challenging. So we need to have quality relationships to help raise us up and push us through these challenging times, through good times or bad. So I'm grateful to be part of that movement with the disruptors. I do serve and cater predominantly to the small school owner, and I have a deep passion, and I want to see you successful. I truly, truly do. So don't forget that. Share this show with as many people as you can, and please do that. I want to thank our sponsors. Again, thank you so much to my studio, who we just renewed a new influencer deal with, Kids Love Life Skills and LC Accounting. Yeah? What's James saying over here? Congratulations. That's because I do what you tell me to. If there is someone who really knows, James, that's your call. Are you trying to give away your call there, James? Don't do that, sir. You don't have to do that, but that's kind of you. That's very kind of you, James. That's very kind of you. So, folks, this is Success Never Sleeps. I am Brannon Beliso, and I want to thank everybody. Lots of love. Enjoy your weekend. If you have anything, reach out to me. Don't hesitate to do that. And for everything else, just find me at social media or go to brannonbeliso.com. And of course, talk to Marco Mazzola, talk to Jason Smith, talk to Conrad, all these people I've been blessed to work with, talk to James, all these people are working with me now. And, like the Italians would say, they can vouch for me. Cool. Until we talk again, please, 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 please.